Officer of Salvation Army Jackson, Bill Blakemore, along with Salvation Army's board chair, Bill Blakemore. Welcome to the show.
Good to be here.
And welcome to Jackson.
Well, thank you. It's good to be here.
I didn't say Bill Blakemore. I said Bill Blakemore twice, didn't I?
I haven't been promoted.
Okay. All right. Major Matt Grindle and Bill Blakemore. Major
okay.
Matt Grindle, new to Jackson.
That's okay.
And I had a chance to meet you at the Red Shield benefit a few weeks ago.
Yep, it was a nice time. You know, that's actually kind of an unusual thing to happen, believe it or not, for the incoming officer to come early for something like that. So I was actually glad that Joe Major Tamayo contacted me and let me know about it so that I could come, because I thought it'd be a great opportunity to meet some of the folks, particularly the mayor as well. So we were pleased to be there. Usually I like to have my wife kind of come and be part of stuff too, because she's far better looking than I am. But she doesn't like to do some of these kind of things with cameras and that kind of thing.
Bill, this happens every few years. You got to break in a new guy, but that's how the Salvation Army works.
It is, and it's like the Army. That's what we're patterned after. So 3 to 5 years is normal. I think you said you've been someplace like 6 or 7.
No, longest I've ever lived in one location is 5 years, my whole life.
Wow.
Because my father is a retired Salvation Army officer. My grandfather, he's now with the Lord, but he was an officer as well. And when I was growing up, the longest I ever lived in one place was in Royal Oak, Michigan, where I went to middle school and high school. But even as an officer, the longest I've ever been stationed in one place is 5 years. 5 years in Holland and 5 years in Petoskey, Michigan. And we came from Warren, Michigan, where we were there for 2 years. And it kind of got caught up in a big transition. That's one of the things that happens in the Salvation Army world. When they start moving people around, they'll look, okay, we need somebody to fill this spot. And of course, Major Tamayo was retiring, so they needed somebody to come to Jackson. And I'm happy to be here in Jackson. I love Michigan. I went to high school, middle school, and high school in Michigan, so I'm happy to be in Michigan. So
yeah, you mentioned some changes. There's actually consolidation. We're not having regions, and now the whole state of Michigan, it's one.
Yes, they've actually combined the Western Michigan and Northern Indiana division with the Eastern Michigan division, and that there's some real benefits to that in order to kind of focus on just one state. It will help in many ways, but those transitions aren't always easy. The nice thing for me is the folks that were my superiors that I reported to and got to know are still going to be my superiors. So but there was a transition period in there where they had to turn things over, and some things kind of got held up and slowed down a little bit. So, but hopefully that's all going to be behind us. So
we had a busy summer at the Salvation Army with the Red Shield benefit, and the fruits of fundraising unveiled with the children's space at an open house last week, and we were there. We have some photos, and Bill, I know you spent a lot of energy with fundraising for outfitting all of the kids areas at the Salvation Army.
That I have, excuse me, and this, as you said, the fruits of the people of Jackson that turned our former space into this very nice space for the children. That's just one of the TVs in the children's room, but I don't know if there'll be any of the games that will be shown, but the children have games now that gaming systems, I should say. That's part of it. On that particular gaming system, they can learn math. They get, in this case, it'd just be a skill. They're getting points for hitting certain things. But there's teaching, there's education, and there's another gaming system that has like 200 games on it to do different things. That's a computer lab, which we've been working on our original project. So all of that is combined now into this Children's Education Center from last year. Some of the pictures from the way it used to look.
Yeah, the old computer lab was one computer.
Correct.
Yeah.
With a bunch of bicycles and things stored in there. A young man in Jackson painted that on a beam. So
Very nice.
it's been very nice, and so we thank the people of Jackson, thank the donors, the foundations that help put all of this together.
So Major Matt, do you have, as you arrive at a new station, do you have some assignments, or are there some things you want to accomplish as you look around the community?
We will develop some of those over time. In fact, one of the things that happens, one of the sad things about transitioning officers so frequently, is it takes some time to really get a feel for everything that happens. Mm-hmm. Much of what we do as an organization is a daily activity, but then we also have quite a few seasonal programs. Mm-hmm. So we won't go through, for instance, like a Christmas season until Christmas comes. But I've done Christmases enough to know what generally is going to happen, but yet every appointment has different opportunities and challenges. So we see some good opportunities here. We've got some good staff members, an excellent advisory board, and that's real critical and key to the ministry that the Army provides to a community, because in reality, because the officers kind of come and go quite often, you really need that local feel from the board members and the knowledge that they have of the needs of the community. So
yeah, the board actually doesn't turn over anywhere near as fast as the leadership. In fact, Bill, how long have you been on the board?
11? No, this is the 13th golf outing coming up. So I've been on the board 13 years and affiliated for 14 or 15.
Lloyd Gann told me the other day he's been on the board for over 20 years.
Yeah.
And our own T. Gerwick has been a long time serving member.
Correct.
Do you golf?
No, I have my own golf clubs, but when people ask me, I say no because I'm not very good. But I have played from time to time, and I spend more time chasing the ball around, looking for it. But my favorite part of golfing is being outdoors and riding the cart. So
well, good news. We've got.
We
got
can
a
do
job
that.
for you.
We've got you covered. You've got still, I think, space in the Red Shield Classic.
We do, and just in the last 2 days, we picked up 2 more teams, picked up a cart sponsor and several hole sponsors yesterday, so there's still room though. And they can, I don't know if is it on there? Yeah, they can call or email me at the Bill Blakemore at Comcast.net, or that's my phone number on there, can call and be happy to talk to them and get more involved. We have some great sponsors, so we're appreciative.
Room for more sponsors, whole sponsors, and things like that, plus golfers, so call Bill. You mentioned your dad and grandfather were also Salvation Army Corps officers. Is that typical? Is it a family business?
Well, I would not say that it would be atypical, but it's not uncommon. In fact, my wife, she is a 4th generation Salvation Army officer. So she likes to tell people she's got me beat on that one. But it is good to have that history, the ministry of the Army. In fact, one of the things I was excited about when I first came here and talking with the past Major Tamayo, is that in my office is a picture of the founder of the Salvation Army and an article that describes his visit to the Jackson community in 1885. So it's one of the first places, it may have been the very first place that the founder came. So, and when I was a teenager, I was privileged to get an opportunity to go to London and go to the museum for the Founders Museum and actually saw a videotape. It's very old. It's really more like a thing that you crank and you look in it, and you saw some of the founders' speeches and also his funeral, and the entire city filled the streets for William Booth's funeral. So it's exciting to know that the William Booth came to Jackson, Michigan. I don't think I've ever been stationed somewhere.
Yeah, and Ken Wyatt wrote that article he's talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, and Ken Wyatt, who watches our show, we
Yeah, hi,
appreciate that, Ken, uncovered a lot of this history. Salvation Army is the oldest service organization in Jackson that's still operating, and it was the first that William Booth visited in the United States right here in Jackson. So,
We're working on a plaque. Linda Haas, who's no stranger to the Jackson historians, is working on a plaque to commemorate that event.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, great to have you here. Good luck in your new
Thank you.
appointment.
I hope to be back again sometime in the future.
Yeah, we hope to have you back.
Okay, good.
And Bill,
Thank you,
good luck
Bart.
with the golf
Appreciate it.
classic. Thanks for coming in.
Thank
Yes,
you.
you're welcome. Thank you.
From the Salvation Army Jackson New Corps Officer Major Matt Grindle and Chair of the Advisory Board, Bill Blakemore. Well, next on